Good morning, millennials. Happy birthday, Claudia.
Yes, it is she. I used to always say, like, I'm never going to work on my birthday, but, like, what else is there to do?
But if you didn't do the toast today, you would have woken up later, and now you have a little more birthday time.
No, and I had a full day already. Like,
right.
Spoke to Margot, like,
You're
full
making
day.
the most of your birthday, and
I
you
agree.
get to hang out with your best friends,
I agree.
your fellow millennials.
I totally agree.
And me.
I've already got some very interesting birthday wishes. People are up so early these days.
I know.
Enty out on the West Coast.
What?
I know.
Well, he never sleeps.
That's true. Because Hollywood never sleeps.
Right, and the creepiness in Hollywood never sleeps. Speaking of which, our latest Patreon episode is out. Wow, that feels like forever ago. We filmed it at my apartment, Claude. How did you feel about my
apartment? I went to Jackie's apartment for the first time, and it was a premium experience.
I'm so glad.
Very premium. I got the full tour. You did a really good job for someone who says that they like just were not into design. Like, it's very well designed.
Thank you very much. That really means the world to me because you know how much anxiety I had over it.
You still need to move the couch over 6 inches, but it's fine.
No, but I told you then the TV won't be centered. Well, no, we just need to put something there that would make sense, like a really pretty lamp.
Like a lamp, yeah.
Anyways, at my apartment, we filmed a premium Patreon episode where we dissected all of the most salacious Enty blinds from July 4th. A lot of you get confused by blinds. It's confusing. They're a riddle.
It's a great beginner's guide if you're just getting into blinds, and it's also just juicy as hell if you've been reading blinds for years.
Right, and we just have to thank Enty for constantly serving up premium content, just like us. We have so much in common, and you should go check it out, patreon.com/themorningtoast. Everyone is enjoying it thoroughly.
The tickets for Boston went on sale yesterday, and like, I know I keep saying this, but like, it's a big deal. And it was very treacherous. I had lots of technical difficulties, but we prevailed nonetheless. Pre-sale goes on, I think, for 1 or 2 more days, and then on Friday, everyone can get access. There will still be tickets left, and that's it.
Very exciting.
Oh, also, I made a joke on the show that don't get me a gift, just Venmo me money for drinks, and like, I woke up with $80 in my Venmo, and like, that's not what I meant. Like, I was joking, and I'm gonna donate it all to Gift of Life. And I encourage everyone else that in honor of my birthday, instead of buying myself a drink, why don't you donate that $5 to the Gift of Life registry, or get a swab kit and donate your bone marrow. I'm in the system, and now I think like 300 or 400 toasters are in the system, and we have our own little
Toasty
circle.
system?
It's a circle, yeah.
Or they can Venmo you and you'll donate it, correct?
Yes.
That might be easiest for people sometimes.
Yeah, but like, that seems shady to me. People like collecting my money on my personal Venmo.
Why?
I don't know.
As long as you donate it, you're in the clear.
I know, it just feels wrong. Just do it yourselves.
That too. In another very robust episode of The Toast today, we have a well-rounded wealth of stories.
I felt really good about yesterday's show for like changing it up, and I also noticed.
And I felt like we just, like, I used different parts of my brain, and I felt funnier, smarter, better.
And I also felt like we were having good,
maybe not so good.
implications. Is that the right, like
I understand what you're
repercussions?
Yeah, like
the toast.
good effect.
We're having like a positive effect on Toasty Conversations, because our Morning Toast Facebook group, which is incredibly robust, 30,000 of the best toasters, feel free to join. We're always sharing like articles about Selena and Hailey and like all that stuff. And I found that like people were having much more intellectual conversations, like especially about the plastic debacle. And I don't know, I just think it's great. I think we should expand our horizons more.
We should. And so without getting into the Fast Five first, I wanted to update everyone on the story of the Thai boys, because I didn't want to dedicate a news story to it, because there's just so much news to discuss these days.
Yeah.
But the boys have been rescued.
All 12 and
their coach.
They didn't use Elon Musk's submarine.
But they have it.
Yes.
And I'm just so happy for everyone involved. I'm thinking of the family of the Thai Navy SEAL who lost his life.
They were in there for 2 weeks.
That's crazy. So
what did they do?
What did they eat? Like,
right. They were able to like send stuff down. So I think once the authorities got there, they sent down like resources. But like, that's what I think of the most, like the sheer boredom.
That's true. But I guess that makes it better being with like 12
right,
other
not alone.
people.
Yeah. Then also it's like Lord of the Flies, you know, someone gets out of control.
Right, but
they should, like if I was there, I'd like be running the soccer team.
Okay, if you were there, you would be so hungry.
Oh my God, I would be miserable.
You would have no energy.
If I was kidnapped, like they would literally let me go after a couple hours, because I would not stop complaining.
Totally, and you would probably like cost them more in like,
of course, in food expenses,
things they need to get for you.
Yeah, like I have my period. Can I get a tampon?
Totally.
Like no, I would have a full list of demands.
Right, and they would let you go. So, anyways, we're very happy about this happy news that never really works out. And I'm so excited for the movie about it. It's going to be wonderful.
Do you think there's going to be a movie?
Of course. There's always a movie. And these days, the turnaround is so quick. It's like they probably started filming before The Boys got out.
No, they started filming before this even happened.
Right. And now they have, maybe this was all a ploy for the movie.
Yeah. Like when Mandela came out, like literally Nelson Mandela like wasn't even in the ground yet.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. But Sully took a long time now that I think about it.
Because Clint Eastwood was trying to figure out how to make a villain, and then he just made some shit up, and it was crazy because people really think the NKTSB was trying to rag on Sully when they weren't.
It's called fiction.
Sully got off scot-free, but you can't make a movie, and who's going to be the villain? The birds?
No, it's just awkward.
Even though they are.
It's a movie based off of a true story that's also a lie.
That took some liberties.
Yeah, artistic routes.
Yeah.
Did you say route or route?
Depends. Route 66, route artistic.
Yeah. Era or era?
It depends.
It's
the end of an era.
But it's the Mesozoic era.
Right.
Mesozoic era is from Friends, because Ross is a paleontologist. It's all about dinosaurs.
By the way, I know you're obsessed with Massapequa, and I know you're obsessed with comedians in cars getting coffee. Have you seen the Kate McKinnon episode?
So I just started the new season yesterday, and here are my thoughts. I didn't get to Kate McKinnon yet. I'm sure it's amazing because she's fucking hilarious.
And there's a really long thing about Massapequa, and you're going to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she reference Friends?
No.
Oh.
But
So I watched the first one. I watched Zach Galifianakis, and
I watched that too.
it was okay. I was a little disappointed. I thought it was a weird one to start off with because he's not like obviously funny. And I thought that their episode was like kind of bad, but then at the end they put in the episode of Between Two Ferns, which was hysterical.
I felt the opposite. I felt like their episode was cute. Zach Galifianakis, like,
he's just not our brand of humor.
Sad. No, he is, and I love him. He just makes me a little sad because, like,
you know, when he was like, so Seinfeld, that was a great springboard for a lot of white people. Like, it was funny. Like, I thought the second part was way funnier. I thought the first part, I was like,
I thought the second part was weird considering, like, now I know he's just like acting and that Jerry's acting, and now I'm watching a bunch of actors.
Yeah, it's like when they did the episode with the Miranda Sings girl, they put her YouTube video that she made with Jerry in the beginning, and it was like so awkward. They were like acting and it like wasn't funny, and then the episode stunk too, so irrelevant.
Yeah,
but no, I was like a little like I wasn't loving. I was so excited for the season to come out, and then I wasn't loving the first episode. But I will get there because I really want to see Ellen, and I really want to see Cedric the Entertainer. Oh, and then I started watching Dave Chappelle, and I was just lost. I'm not Dave Chappelle's target audience.
That's fine.
And I just didn't really understand. And he's like tough, like he scares me, you know.
Who's your favorite comedian living? Because you can't say Joan Rivers.
Jim Gaffigan.
Okay.
Like, and his episode of Comedians in Cars
is really
good. So funny.
Who's the best episode you've seen?
That's a good question.
I
liked Steve Harvey a lot.
I was about to say, I think that's my favorite one, Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Also, I was reading an episode in the New York Post, and it was like the 10th season of Comedians in Cars. There's only been 5. People are just lying now?
Yeah, that's what they do. I don't know if you know that.
It's, actually, I do. It's just like, it's not like a subjective thing. It's like, were there 5 seasons or were there 10? And like, who the hell wrote 10 seasons? Like,
I don't know. How do they still have enough cars?
Well, see, you could tell that the cars have gone downhill.
Yeah.
In the first season, the cars were very cool, and the editing was like super weird and like porny. But now that they're like legit with Netflix, like it's less porny. But the cars, like they ran out of all the cool ones. Like him driving that Nazi mobile.
I didn't see
you couldn't hear anything because it was a convertible. It was just, it's all right.
Okay. Anyways, are you ready to get into the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast?
I am so hungry, yes.
Okay, first story is an update from yesterday's story, and I'm just like a little bit shook to the core. Because like, Justin Bieber confirmed that he's engaged to Hailey Baldwin with a beautiful, sweet message praising Hailey.
Praising Jesus.
Praising the Lord. Praising the toast.
Praising Carl Lentz.
Praising the toast for getting it all right yesterday.
I can't believe you really did get it right.
I hit the nail on the head. And you know what? Like, I know I'm good, but I didn't think I was like that good.
I know, and the video you made for the Instagram was hysterical.
Because I just kept thinking, like, the toast said this at 10:30. Justin Bieber said this at 6:30. Someone needs to spell that out for the masses.
No, Jackie basically, like, we were just giving theories on, like, what this could possibly mean. And she was like, I just think that there are 2, like, devout Christians who want to get married young and, like, are really brought together by the spirit of this church that they're a part of. And while I definitely agree, I want to offer just one.
But let me just, can I say what he wrote and then give us your alternative? Justin Bieber took to Instagram to confirm his engagement to Hailey Baldwin. Quote, Was gonna wait a while to say anything, but word travels fast. Listen, plain and simple, Hailey, I am so in love with everything about you, so committed to spending my life getting to know every single part of you, loving you patiently and kindly. I promise to lead our family with honor and integrity, letting Jesus through his Holy Spirit guide us in everything we do and every decision we make. My heart is completely and fully yours, and I will always put you first. You are the love of my life, Hailey Baldwin, and I wouldn't want to spend it with anybody else. You make me so much better, and we complement each other so well. Can't wait for the best season of life yet. Hold on. God's timing really is literally perfect. We got engaged on the 7th day of the 7th month. The number 7 is the number of spiritual perfection. It's true. Google it. Isn't that nuts? By the way, I didn't plan that. Anyways, my goodness does feel good to have our future secured. We're gonna be better at 70, baby. Here we go.
All right, the caption was like a little grammatically incorrect, but I can look past it.
I can look past it too.
He's just excited.
He's enthusiastic.
Here's my alternative theory. Because I do believe, I actually like weirdly think Justin Bieber is like genuine. Like he has nothing to gain from this. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that.
and what the blinds say about Hailey Baldwin. They're like, she needs money and like she needs fame and she needs jobs. So it's possible that Justin Bieber is completely genuine in his love for Jesus, in his love for Hailey, in his excitement about this engagement. And she might be too, but her motives might be questionable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, and I think that's fair. Like, you know, what's the saying? The ends justify the means.
Yes.
So I think that they have a lot in common. Maybe like this happens to be extremely beneficial for her. I think she's gained like 6 million followers in the past day.
And one of them is not Justin Bieber. He does not follow his fiance on Instagram. And might I add, that was discovered by a girl on the toast, and then E-Online wrote it up. Like, everyone needs to stop poaching from our group and not giving us credit. Sorry.
Right, at least give us credit. Like, take what you want, but just be like, and the morning toast is the greatest thing since sliced bread, literally.
Yeah, the new Kathy Lee and Hoda.
That's literally all you have to say. Elon Musk's favorite morning show.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
5 stars, says us.
So, anyways, if you want to know what's going on in Hollywood, you need to watch the show, clearly, because
we're in tune.
We're in tune with what's necessary. And I think it has a lot to do with the blinds, because it helps us look at things more clearly.
And a little bit more cynically.
Yes.
Oh my God, I had an amazing analogy today. Would you like to hear it?
I would love to.
You know that episode of Sex and the City when Miranda finds out she's having a boy, and like every time someone asks her, she's like, oh yeah, it's a boy, and they're like, Miranda, and she's like, she fakes this out. That's like what I've been doing on my birthday. People are like, it's your birthday, and I'm like, you know?
Yeah, but is there something deeper, like how Miranda didn't want a kid?
Yeah, she like totally hated Brady.
Do you not like want to celebrate?
I don't want to turn 24, yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying 20. Actually, I'm gonna stick with 22.
But for a girl who doesn't want to celebrate her birthday, like you're making a week of it.
Well,
like
here's the
because
thing.
Thursday.
Right, I'm not actually. Ben is.
Oh.
I actually asked him to
And
cancel.
these are against your wishes?
I wanted to have like a nice soiree Thursday night. I just want people to get drunk in my honor. That's lovely. And if I can help facilitate an open bar, great. But this whole weekend thing Ben's doing in the Hamptons, like I asked him last night, I'm like, I actually think I don't want to go. He's like, sorry, no.
Oh. Well, keep us posted.
So I'm sure I wake up on Friday with a terrible hangover and like a pit in my stomach and not want to go.
Well, I don't think we'll be doing the show on Friday. I'm just going to say that.
Because I'm making some after party plans too.
Right. We're going to give you fair warning. By some miracle, if we're up at 6 a.m. dying to do the show, we'll be here. But barring a true miracle, we won't be here.
Or like, maybe let's ask if we could just like go live at noon.
Or we could do a podcast.
Yeah.
Love a good podcast. You can come over. I'll give you another Fiber One bar.
Oh, yeah. Fiber One bar.
Okay, next story. George Clooney is involved in a scooter crash in Italy. You guys, first of all, while I was looking for robust stories, I found out that scooters are taking over the world.
I knew that.
Uber is investing in a scooter startup, and you'll be able to rent scooters like you get an Uber, which is unbelievably necessary because Uber has gone down the tubes. The drivers are taking you on a wild goose chase around the city as opposed to your actual
But
destination.
it's also, I think, in lieu of like bikes.
Fine. Except I would take a bike.
But the scooter that he was on is not.
No, he was like being like
he's on like a Vespa.
Right.
We're talking about like a Razor.
He was being like a 20-year-old in Sardinia.
Remember Razor scooters, like how fucking sick they were?
We should have a Razor
We used to do
scooter.
tricks.
Yeah, we were sick.
We were sick, bro.
We were so sick and like it was
Sick in the head.
No, but it was like we were 4 girls like doing like tricks on scooters.
Right, and
so it was like the best of the worst.
Yeah, totally. And like we were like kind of like boyish. Like we loved Pokemon.
We were very big tomboys. We loved sports. I wore a sweatband in my hair every single day to school.
Yes, high pony always.
Always.
We just like loved going on the trampoline. Like we were very active.
No, and we were real tomboys growing up. You wouldn't have thought
That we would end up like the
being
opposite.
a beauty guru.
Allergic to sports.
Right. No, I still enjoy sports, but they're hard to find. Like, you have to seek them out. You have to, like, join.
You should join a local league.
Well, that's like people join corporate leagues. And
Oh, yeah, that's how you met Zach.
That's how I met Zach, and the Toast doesn't have a corporate team.
Oh, my God. Now we have to start one.
Now we
that
have
we
to start
put it
an
out there.
intramural league.
Yeah.
Great.
Where should we play? Central Park?
There are a lot of places to play.
Yeah. When you used to play.
We would play on the west side by the car dealerships.
Right. Good times.
Great times. And it should definitely be a soccer league because soccer is the best sport to play.
It's so much running.
I
Like,
know,
more
but,
so
like-
than others, I think.
Right, but it's such, I don't know, I just really feel like you got your pound of flesh from soccer. Like kickball, you're on the bench the whole time, and honestly, I'd rather stay home.
I love kickball.
I'd
Oh my
rather
God.
stay home than spend my time on the bench because I got all dressed up and came to the west side to sit some more.
No, I don't know. I was just, when the World Cup was on, Ben was watching it, and I was just thinking, like, this is like the worst sport to have to play. Like, so much running.
Yeah, but
And
like,
the field is so much bigger than other fields.
yeah, but I'm not seeking out sports just to
To be lazy.
To dick
Yeah.
around.
No, totally. I agree. But
I want the
am.
full
I am.
experience. Okay, so this is what happened to George Clooney. Hollywood star George Clooney was released from the hospital after suffering minor injuries Tuesday while riding a scooter on the Italian island of Sardinia, where he is shooting a TV miniseries, according to reports. The 57-year-old actor and director had just left his hotel and was riding a scooter when it collided with a Mercedes near Olbia, according to the Telegraph. Clooney was thrown over the top of the scooter after the car failed to stop at a turn, according to Carabinieri, paramilitary police officer. The motorist stopped and called for help, the news outlet reported. So he's fine.
Okay, he's fine. And now that he's fine, I just want to be like, what 60-year-old asshole is on a scooter on a cobblestone curvy street in Italy? Like, be smart. You have kids. Like, don't be taking risks like that. I hate people who are just, like, deliberately dangerous. Like, I'm sorry, jumping
He's
out of a
living
plane.
on the edge.
Jumping out of a plane is like literally the most unnecessary thing ever. Like, I will not ever jump out of a plane, and I will live a very full life. Like, I just hate when people like test God.
Here's the thing, but you wouldn't think that riding on a scooter is testing God.
I do. No, a scooter. This is like it's like a motorcycle basically. Like when you have two babies at home, a wife, you're an older man, and you're on a curvy cobblestone Italian road. Like, I'm sorry, I just hate like when YouTubers like film themselves like on the top of like mountains and cliffs like dangling off. Like, you're dumb. Like, I hate when people test God. Like, stop. Like, you weren't made to jump out of a plane. It's unnatural. You were made to sit in them. Barely.
I agree. I just don't think riding a Vespa is jumping out of a plane. But I hear your point.
No, it's not. But like, I feel like at some point, like, do you notice like as you get older, at least for me, like I'm more scared on planes now than I was as a kid.
Yes.
Because I have so much more to lose. Like, I know that if I died, like you would be devastated, and
And,
so
like,
would
Theo,
Theo.
oh
Like,
my
I
God,
know that.
inconsolable.
I like to think that if I died, a lot of people would be upset. The Toasters. So like, I just think about all that I have, like, and I get much more scared, and I'm much more safe, and I'm much more like weenie now than I was back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself doing like less adventurous things because like I have a life and a family, and I don't need to test the Lord.
I see that.
So like, what is this 6-year-old man doing?
George
he just had
Clooney-
2 babies.
George Clooney needs to get a little weenie inside of him.
Yeah. Like, if God willing, when I have children, like I'm literally like driving myself everywhere. You gotta be safe.
Yeah, you definitely have to be safe, and safety first. But I will say, what did I do recently? Oh, I skied. And there was something about doing something I had never done before and really pushing myself and challenging my body that was very nice. I still would not equate that with George Clooney
No,
riding
totally.
a scooter
but even
in
so,
Italy.
I remember being on that same mountain with you and being like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm testing the Lord right now. I could have totally died. Like, it's very dangerous.
You were not on it.
And people die all the time.
You weren't even on an
skiing.
incline. You were
No, totally. But I know that if I kept going and I got good at it, I would have been like, let's go to a higher mountain, you know?
You would not have said that.
But
And
I
we
didn't
wouldn't
because I
have-
left and had lunch.
And we wouldn't have let you. And the mountains that we went on were very.
I'm just saying, like, I do not test God anymore. Like, I have a family.
So you're no longer taking airplanes?
That, I think, is like the most extreme thing I'll do. Like, when I took the blade, I got off and I was like, what the hell am I doing?
I agree.
I'm not doing that anymore.
And I'm no longer taking unnecessary trips, like weekends here and there. No thanks.
Okay, that's
I'll take the train.
fine. Yes. Like, I just think that, like, we come from, like, a generation now, the millennials just want to, like, live your life, take a rest, jump out of planes. Like, don't.
Don't.
It's so stupid.
I agree. Okay, this next story is really sweet. And finally, some good plane dog news. Plane crew comes to rescue of dog with oxygen mask for flight. So this is a really sweet story. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't heard anything
Plane
about it.
passengers rarely describe air travel as a breath of fresh air, but it was literally that for one family's bulldog on a recent JetBlue flight. The French bulldog named Darcy was on a flight from Florida to Massachusetts on Thursday when she started showing signs of distress, according to his owner, Michelle Burt. The 3-year-old bulldog's tongue began to turn blue and she was having difficulty breathing. Quote, we are all affected by cabin pressure and oxygen fluctuations, human, canine, and feline, etc. But the fact that the attendants were responsive and attentive to the situation may have saved Darcy's life. The crew came to rescue with an oxygen mask for Darcy. The photos, which have since spread across social media, show the bulldog being treated for hypoxia.
Aww.
The photos are cute, but hypoxia, a lack of oxygen in the body, can be deadly. I placed the mask over her face, and within a few minutes, she became alert, and after a short time, she didn't want the mask. So they put an oxygen mask over the dog's mouth because she was having trouble breathing, which is so beautiful, so smart,
What airline?
quick thinking. JetBlue, of course. A
The
wonderful
best
airline. But what if this happened to a Czech dog? Who would have been there?
I don't think they check dogs anymore.
They do. I don't know about JetBlue, but airlines still check dogs. We hear about it every day.
You know the book They Kill Horses, don't they?
Yeah.
They check dogs, don't they? Wait, also,
They do. Not on Sully planes.
I want to go back
Thank God.
to my rant real quick about the risks, because now everyone's like, but you went snowmobiling, and I couldn't agree more. Like, remember the first day we went snowmobiling, went on the lovely, the regular track with all the proper precautions, and then the next day we were feeling risky, and we let that guy take us like to the top of the mountain, and like when I was on my way up there, I was like, what are we doing? I was still loving it, but like that's a great point. Don't test God. Know your limits. The first day was perfect. We took the route everyone else took. We were with a big group. We were safe. But then us going off track, railroading, upstate, like whatever. What were we doing?
You are such a liar because no one was enjoying it more than you.
No, I'm
no
not
one
saying I
wanted
wasn't
to keep
enjoying it.
going more than you, and not for 1 second. And we're even going again, and you've never said, "Oh, we shouldn't do that rough road again."
No. You know what really woke me up? When we were on that rough road and Olivia was having like the worst time ever, and we turn around and Olivia and Margot aren't there. And it was like 6 o'clock, it was almost getting dark, and like, there was not a spot of cell phone service. And then I was like, this is dumb. Like, we should go down now. Like, you realize like the possible implications, and it really puts you into perspective. Like, I would do the regular track any day. It's very safe, it's flat land, there's lots of people around, lots of instructors. But like when we were going off-roading, you know?
What if we just off-roaded earlier in the day?
Still, I didn't think it was a good idea. There was animals up there, there was no track, I don't know.
I'm so excited to play this episode for you when we're back in Utah and you're like, yeah, let's go faster.
No.
Or like when I would always, in the procession of things, I like to go behind you because I like to leave. So I don't tailgate like you, but you, when you would go behind me, you're like up my butt, like faster, faster.
But Jack, you couldn't even hear me. I didn't even say anything.
When we would stop, you'd be like, you guys go so slow, fucking loser.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No,
And
I
you-
did not.
And you also said the thing about the airplane.
What thing? Didn't say it.
No.
What did you think I said again? Remind me.
You said when we were in Nashville. See, you still don't even remember. You
Something
said
about like transporting.
when I met you in Nashville, and I was like, wow, it's so crazy. You just get on a plane and you get off mere hours later, and you're in a totally different land. And you were like, yes, I completely agree. I was thinking the same thing.
Never thought that. Never said that.
Okay, next story in branding news. Smucker is saying goodbye to Pillsbury and its doughboy. Means I'm out of a job.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
J.M. Smucker is offloading Pillsbury and other baking brands. The company, known for products like Smucker's Jam, Jif Peanut Butter, and Folgers Coffee, announced Monday that it would be selling its baking business to private equity firm Brynwood Partners for $375 million. The deal includes the Pillsbury, Hungry Jack, Martha White, White Willie, and Jim Dandy brands. Smucker said in a statement, the move comes during a period of turmoil for big food brands, which are facing challenges navigating shoppers' changing tastes. Smucker CEO Mark Smucker said selling the baking business...
Imagine growing up with a name like Smucker.
It'd be fucking lit as hell.
Well, yeah, because you're rich, but like, imagine if it wasn't like a multi-million-dollar brand and you were just like Jackie Smucker.
It's not
The
so-
bullying. Smucker rhymes with fucker.
Oh, thank you for clearing that up. Smucker CEO Mark Smucker, who had a hard time growing up, said...
That's a good one.
said selling the baking business will help the more than 120-year-old company focus on bolstering its pet food, Theo, coffee, and snack offerings. While the decision to divest these brands was difficult, it underscores our commitment to allocating resources toward those areas of business critical to our growth. The Pillsbury Doughboy, originally known as Poppin' Fresh, first appeared in TV commercials more than 50 years ago. So I guess that means they have a picture of the Pillsbury Doughboy float from the Macy's Day Parade. I guess he's out of the job too.
Okay, here's the thing. This brand, like, when they're saying that they couldn't keep up with shoppers' changing food habits, like, as a food brand, you literally have no excuse to not succeed. People will always eat. Like, yes, a mom and pop bookstore, like, I understand you being out of business, the times are changing, but like, times changing has nothing to do with people wanting to eat jelly.
No, I don't know about jelly, but like they definitely serve, like have a lot of fattening foods, and everyone's all about organic, gluten-free, natural.
No, everyone that we know, but like, America is not.
Yes and no, but like, then how do you explain the success of Whole Foods?
The success of Whole Foods, I would bet my life, is in like the coastal and more urban areas. Whereas like, I don't think there's a pop in Whole Foods in Huntsville, Alabama.
I bet you that there is. Huntsville is very hipster. That's what everyone says.
No, but like, that's not real America. Like, this, New York and LA is fake. Like,
I agree, but
it's not
Whole
real.
Foods, okay,
and things that are popular here, like, are popular here because people who like write for the New York Times live in New York. But that's not real America. Like, it's not.
I agree.
They don't eat quinoa in real America.
Real America.
I want to live in real America.
Real
I hate
America
it here.
is still eating Pillsbury, but less and less people.
No, like the crescents.
Yeah.
Like, people love those.
I know.
Also, like, why aren't they just called croissants?
The frosting from the jar.
The best.
I think they were trying to make that happen, and like, it sort of stuck.
Croissant?
Crescent.
Yeah.
And also because real America doesn't say croissant.
That's true, actually.
They say crescent.
Like, this is sad to me.
This is sad to me.
Like, Pillsbury going out is like the elitist, quinoa-eating, organic, non-GMO bitches from New York are winning. And I'm not here for that.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Pillsbury's not going out. It's just being sold. And maybe Brynwood Partners has a better system in place.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't be being sold if it was popping off financially.
Actually, yes, it would, because that's how you make money.
Or you cut your losses. That's true, actually. We don't know.
We don't know how much
Maybe it's so popular, Smuckers couldn't handle the demand.
No, it's so popular that Brynwood just had to have it. I think Pillsbury is doing just fine.
I hope so.
And I hope that Brynwood keeps the doughboy, because he's an inspiration to us all.
And I hope more brands like Pillsbury and that are full of artificial flavors continue to grow and prosper, because that's what this nation was built on.
Trans
Artificiality and trans fats.
I agree.
I'm just so like, okay, I understand like being healthy, and there should definitely be like a couple specialty food stores that like sell organic and non-GMO, but like the biggest supermarket should not be Whole Foods. I'm sorry.
Well, you could blame Amazon for that.
Yeah. But now, you know, you get like a special Prime membership if you're like a Whole Foods member too, or something like that.
I will not go to Whole Foods.
Never. I've never been.
I've been. I think I got some limes there once, which was fine, because I would like some organic
Yeah.
limes, sure.
To me, Trader Joe's is like the lesser evil of Whole Foods, and they were really like the OGs too.
I agree, because it's like Trader Joe's is like they didn't take the taste out of the equation.
Right, and like they still sell everything there is organic and non-GMO, but it's still fattening. Which like I get the best chocolate animal crackers from there.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like
Exactly.
they still sell snacks.
No, they still sell fat.
Yeah.
Whole Foods like doesn't have a snack.
Like I understand wanting to be healthy from like a chemical standpoint, but like let me eat chocolate.
I agree, and you know what? I could do without some chemicals.
Of course. Of course.
Some. I don't know. Okay, ready for our fifth and final story, which actually brings me to a very important point that I've been meaning to make. Bravo sets late night talk show Exec, produced by Andy Cohen and Jerry O'Connell. Here's the pitch. This is by Deadline. Very well-rounded show.
These are what we call the trades.
Bravo Media has given the green light to Real Men Watch Bravo, a new late-night talk show executive produced by Andy Cohen and Jerry O'Connell, with O'Connell to host, set for premiere this fall. Which brings me to my point that I wanted to mention, because we have a new Facebook group called I'm in Love with the Toaster. And is for
Also known as I'm in love with the toaster.
People are like confused as to what I was going for, and that's exactly what I was going for.
But even though they came up with a better name for themselves, and it's the Broasters.
I didn't want to assume that all toaster significant others are men.
Bros. Great call.
Exactly. That's why I tried
Because
to
we don't see gender here.
And I was keeping it gender neutral. You don't think I thought of all these things?
Jeez,
I
look
keep
at
using
you.
the term significant other.
You're so granola.
So anyway, it's a group for toaster significant others who can join fellow toaster significant others and vent about the fact that their toaster lover is in a group online
That like wants to take her to the mountains for a weekend.
talking to internet friends.
Honestly, it's become my absolute favorite group. I made Ben join, and like I just lurk because I don't want them to feel like mom
and
is
I
watching.
told them I wouldn't snitch, but they did want a shout out on the show, which goes against me saying I wouldn't snitch, but it's fine.
Hysterical.
It's hysterical.
And wait, some guy, last night posted, and like I think everyone thought he was joking, but he was 100% legit. He's like, what is this group? How did I get here? And I thought it was a joke, and everyone was like, oh, your wife did probably put it here. Like, it's for the toasters. He's like, no, seriously, what is the toast? Like, this girl's, I'm sure this girl, like, put her husband in there. Like, he had no idea what he was doing there. At
That's-
first, I thought he was kidding, like being sarcastic, but he was 100% authentic.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
No, and doing the admission for it is kind of tough because I need to like cross-reference that these men are truly in love with the toaster and women are in love with the toaster, but it's been very rewarding.
Yeah.
And so if you or someone you love is struggling with the fact that you are a toaster, please
Have them seek help at www.
facebook.com/groups/I'm in love with a toaster.
Probably slash a bunch of numbers after that.
So speaking of, I'm sure this group is the target audience for Real Men Watch Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode will feature O'Connell alongside a panel of male celebrities, comics, and tastemakers discussing the buzziest Bravo moments and a variety of topics steeped in pop culture. The description per Bravo, O'Connell, from offering advice to the Real Housewives from every franchise to taking sides on some of the most controversial Bravo feuds. Jerry is truly a walking encyclopedia of Bravo history. Real Men Watch Bravo will offer unprecedented access to the male point of view pertaining to all things Bravo and entertainment. Whether realizing they were a diehard Vanderpump Rules fan after being introduced to the sizzling series by their girlfriends, or learning how to cook the perfect filet from binging Top Chef episodes for hours, these men are unapologetic Bravo-holics and hope to encourage others to step out of the shadows and admit what some have known all along. Real Men Watch Bravo.
I have two thoughts about this. The casting of Jerry O'Connell is fucking brilliant because every time he's on Watch Happens Live, I'm just like, even more and more enthralled with him. Like, he really is. He knows everything. He's been watching Bravo for years. So he's going to be a great host. He's great on TV. He has lots of experience. He's been on Watch Happens Live a lot, and he has a wealth of knowledge. Two, my only concern about this show is that this is now the third show in the weekly Bravo lineup that's like very similar to Watch Happens Live and Candy Coated Nights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they're all just serving different demographics. Like, one's male, one's female. But I don't know, it just seems too similar to have three of like virtually the same show, just recapping Bravo shows.
I agree. I feel like, I don't know how this is gonna pan out, but I don't like see it. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think who potential roundtable guests would be. They'll have like Jax on, and
They'll have like people who watch Bravo. What's that guy's name? The Barstool enemy? Michael Rappaport.
Oh my God, totally.
He should have hosted
Yeah,
it.
he should be a host too. Good, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's a great name.
It's a great name. I look forward to seeing what they do, but
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, they need to get some more original programming under their belt, like, and stop doing copycat shows. It's like they're standing by the motto, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
Right,
it's
and
definitely
it's
not
not
broke,
broke.
but why don't you buy something else?
Right. And like I feel like they used to be so innovative. Like when they came up with the idea for Below Deck and Vanderpump Rules at the same time, which are both like honestly crazy ideas, like a show about waitresses and a show about yachties, like, but they both turned out to be smash successes. So I don't think they're thinking outside the box anymore.
I agree.
And that's upsetting.
I agree.
Like the last two shows that they've announced are copies of a show they already have, Candy and Jerry.
Also, speaking of new shows, I just wanted to touch on Very Cavallari because I watched it. And I watched it with the Toasters. They did a master
live,
post. And
yeah.
first of all, you guys are fucking hilarious. And like, thank you for confirming everything I thought. It's like Dash Doll's premise where it's more so about the people that work in her store.
And not
like,
so much.
She's so great and funny and like cute. And it's weird because Jay does not give a shit about what people think about him. And he's like very like stoic, like almost like being kind of mean and
Right. What I had heard, just feedback, was that he came off as like a dick.
he did, and then like and then I was reading what the Toasters were saying, and they were like, he doesn't care that there's a film camera in his home. He's not gonna like
Be different.
like thirsty and annoying. And I kind of appreciated that, but it was kind of like pulling teeth. And she's so cute and great that even when he's being an asshole, she's just like laughs it off.
Yeah, no, she's gorgeous. I could just watch her just being herself.
No, totally. It had its moments. I wouldn't write it off completely, but it's definitely not The Hills Part 2.
No. And I don't think anyone expected it. And I think that when E is basically trying to do what Bravo does and like make shows about people who work places like Below Deck, Vanderpump Rules. I think Dash Giles is like the best example of how not good that E is at it because that was truly the worst show.
I agree.
Maybe this will turn around. I don't know.
Did you ever hear about the show What Happens at the Abbey?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to it?
What happened at
It
the
was-
Abbey?
It was so I
By the way,
watched.
now that I think about it, they have What Happened at the Abbey, DVF, So Cosmo, Very Cavallari, and Dash Giles. All five, except for Very Cavallari, we don't know. Huge failures.
Well, what happens at the Abbey was actually fucking crazy and amazing and had Vanderpump Rules potential because the cast, like every week it was like a whole shift in the paradigm.
Yeah.
And I wonder what happened to it. I even followed one of them on Instagram after, but
For
then I
some reason,
unfollowed.
like E hasn't been able to make a good show since Kardashians.
I know.
They had a gem with Fashion Police, and then they were never able to pick up the pieces.
Total Bellas.
Oh, Total Bellas, yes. And Total Divas is good. I like Total Divas.
I've been watching Total Bellas. I binged it on Sunday, and I'm so obsessed with it. I'm so obsessed with Nikki. Her and John are not together right now.
I know. After all the drama happened, they eventually got back together, but that was a lie, and the world believed that they had a happily ever after, but they never got back together.
And I think that their breakup, I know we toyed with this idea on the show, and I would refuse to believe it because John Cena is so above it, but after watching it on the show, it made me think that the breakup was like fake. That the whole thing was
right,
fake.
that it was like a press thing.
So I don't even know what the hell's going on.
He also has Model Squad coming up.
Oh, I watched the one teaser episode, and it looks really good. I'm gonna give that a chance.
I don't know. It's just like can't get their shit together.
No.
Like Kardashians and Total Divas. What else? I mean, literally their last Amazing show was pretty wild, and that must have been 15 years ago.
And it was like, it wasn't even a success while it was on. It's only
actually,
cult following now.
Rich Kids was good.
Yeah, but it
failed
anymore.
too. Like, failure after failure.
And now they're picking up Busy Phillips, Lady Gang.
I don't know anything about Lady Gang, but people love them. And honestly, if they can set a good precedent for podcasters getting TV shows, here for it.
Agreed. Next thing we need to talk about is The Bachelor.
Okay, so I watched.
I know you did.
Because I just happened to be like home alone on the couch with the remote in my hand at like 8:20, and I was like, sure.
I found myself in the same position at 8:11.
I was like, sure, let me flip it on. And it was Colton, so I was like, oh, of course I'll watch. He was being so cute. And what proceeded in the next 20 minutes was so unbelievably abhorrent that I have now officially completely written off the show. Because he told her he was a virgin, and first of all, she needed a minute, which, by the way, is so offensive. Like, imagine if the gender roles were reversed and a guy like got up, a sweet girl like Emily Maynard. She didn't want to sleep with any of the guys. She didn't. But she was just like, I'm just not gonna have sex with a million guys. Very respectable. But like when a boy does it, it's weird. And like, yes, it is a little weird that he's 26 and was like in the NFL and like is famous and dated a famous person and like didn't have sex. And it's bizarre, but like it's not as terrible. Like when the guys were all at home debriefing, they're like, yeah, he has to tell her, like, she's not gonna be cool about it. Like, talking about, like he literally has a venereal disease, like, that if she touches him, she'll die. Like, it was so disgusting and, like, rude, and, like, yes, I can admit that it's definitely a little off. But to be talking about it so negatively and, like, so, like, trying to embarrass him, like, no, God forbid, like, there's one nice boy on the show. One nice guy who's not gonna fuck a million girls and get chlamydia. Like, I was getting so angry at, like, how people were talking about him, and then, like, Becca getting up and being all dramatic. Like, that's rude.
That's insane. That's so weird.
Like, he literally, it's probably so embarrassing for him to say, and she's just like, I need a minute. What the hell do you need a minute for? What did you do? She went outside and looked at her nails, and then came back inside. I'm sorry, it was just a 20 minutes that I was like, this is disgusting. Like making him like an outcast when like literally he's just a nice guy and he's not disgusting like everyone else on the show. And
right.
if the gender roles were reversed, it would be like guys love girls who haven't had sex with a million guys. They don't want to have a vagina
and it's
who's been all around the world.
It's not like he said he was waiting for marriage. So like if they did get engaged, like they could have sex and she could take the car for a ride.
And he said it in such a sweet way. He's like, it's not a marriage thing, it's a love thing, a heart thing, sorry. Like, that was the nail in the coffin for me. And I turned it off and I didn't watch it anymore because I watched a little bit of The Date with Garrett because I think he's interesting. But I'm officially like nail in the coffin, done with the Bachelor franchise. I will watch Bachelor in Paradise, but I'm officially done.
Okay, very fair, and I completely agree with you. She is not good enough for Colton. Like no one is except for Snitch, and I look forward to him being our brother-in-law.
Apparently, Becca tweeted that they edited her getting up and that she really just went to the bathroom. I don't believe it.
That would be so fucked up.
Yeah.
On the Bachelor part, but honestly, I wouldn't put anything past them.
Yeah.
I literally was watching, sitting on my couch, and I just could not even when I'm looking at the TV, I couldn't even pay attention. Like, I couldn't even process what was happening. I like Blake. He looks like Miles Teller, and Garrett and Colton. And I liked Will's, and now he's gone, obviously. How is Leo still there?
Okay. So when I turned it on, the guy with the long hair was still there, and I don't know anyone.
But
I've seen so much about him. He's in a porno.
It's not even that he has long hair. It's that he is a softcore porn star.
Yeah, and like I've just seen a lot about him, like being like a weenie, and I'm like, oh, he's like a joke. Turn it on, he's like in the top 5. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They're talking about hometowns. I'm like, the long-haired guy's still here? And then
crazy.
Someone made an amazing call that he has to go on Paradise and date Becca Martinez just so they could switch hair.
Maybe, you never know. She's not in Paradise.
Is she? Oh, there's like, people are saying that she's pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, but then like now, you know when someone puts something in your head and like now you can't see not through that lens. Like when someone told me a rumor about Taylor Swift, like I was like, that's all I can like see. So now all I can see is Becca Martinez is pregnant.
Yeah, same. Well, now long-haired guy is gone.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the final four are Colton, swoon, Garrett, Blake, and the guy with the slick back hair.
So here's the thing. This is my prediction. Now that it's top four, I think we know Colton doesn't win.
Yeah.
And I think we also know he can't be the Bachelor because he's on Paradise and he's with Tia.
Yeah.
Then I think that guy Garrett wins, and then that leaves the other two for possible Bachelor candidates. And I don't even know them enough to like think that they're interesting. So it'll be
the only one who would be a good Bachelor is Blake, but I think, well, my bracket thinks that he'll be number 2. Usually they don't make number 2 the Bachelor, but they have been.
But Becca's
and
number 2.
People are saying,
actually,
that was different.
Becca's like 1.5.
And JoJo was number 2.
Yes.
People are saying that Ben Higgins is going to be the Bachelor again.
So here for it.
What?
Oh my God, you're kidding me. I have an absolute love and adoration for Ben
Higgins. I love and adore Ben Higgins, but I just feel like,
and he's hot.
The crop of girls that they're like that he's gonna have to sift through. Like,
well, what I was gonna say was that he got an amazing crop of girls.
Right, but
so maybe he just attracts good girls.
His season was an interesting time. It was like those girls didn't know that they would literally leave the show with 1 million followers, and now everyone coming on the show expects that.
Right, like who was a Ben girl? Amanda Stanton, Lauren B, JoJo,
Becca Tilley.
Well, she wasn't really. Was like a recycled.
Right.
Just good ones. And they all have 1 million followers.
Yeah, and so he's just going to get like a lot of thirsty girls. And
yeah, that's true. No, the show is self-imploding with the thirstiness. They're drowning in their own thirst.
But that's why Paradise is so great, because it's all about thirst.
Being thirsty. Like the thirstier you are, the better the content.
Right. And the better
Whereas like on The Bachelor, you have to pretend you're not thirsty for like 4 weeks. And that's really hard for a lot of people. Whereas it's encouraged in the Bachelor in Paradise environment.
And people can just be their true selves. And it's premium content.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we can have Bachelor in Paradise without having to suffer through The Bachelor, but maybe they'll figure it out someday.
But the one thing I am here for is production, like changing up who they choose. Like Ari was like a good choice, even though people don't like him. I like love him and Lauren. And I sent Lauren an encouraging message.
And did she open it?
Well, she did like a couple Instagram stories, like literally crying. She's like, you guys are so mean to me. And like at the end of the day, like first of all, she didn't do anything. Like she fell in love. Ari like handled a bad situation in a decent way. Like I didn't think it was terrible. People just don't like them, and that's fine. But like I think people are so mean to them. Like I see what people say about them in our group, and like it's mean, and that's like private. Like I can only imagine what people say to her face.
That's private, and they know we like them.
Yeah, and so like I don't know. I felt really bad for her, so I just sent her a message, and I was like, honestly, like I was just like being encouraging. I was like, honestly, I'm such a big fan of you and Ari. I love you guys, and like please don't let anyone bother you, but with things that they're saying. And she's like, thank you so much. But I couldn't believe she said something because she's like seems really shy.
And like, I feel like it's so hard to say something because it feels like you're paying more attention to your haters than the people that love and support you. So it must be like so loud and bad.
Right. Usually that formula works when like your lovers definitely outweigh your haters. But I think literally their haters outweigh the people who like them. I think there are more people who don't like them as a couple than people that do, which is so upsetting because they never did anything bad.
No, and Becca's living the fucking dream as a bachelorette. Like, what's wrong? What's the problem?
Everyone,
who's hurting other than you, Sally, with your mean Instagram comments?
Everyone got a happy ending.
Yeah. Us too.
Yeah. I will no longer tolerate bashing of Ari and Lauren.
Well, without further ado, I literally would have forgotten.
Food.
It's your birthday. Where's my lighter?
You were sitting on it. I saw it before.
Oh, right. Oh, you knew I did it?
I saw a lighter. I was like, that's weird.
Hold
Yum.
on.
Is that one that sings?
Yes.
Are we allowed to blow fire in here?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, no one can stop us now. Oh, we're good.
We're good.
Here, I'll take that. Thank you so much, Jax. That's so thoughtful. Oh, we have a special performer coming to sing Happy Birthday.
How do I play it?
It's Stevie Wonder.
How do I play it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Claudia. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Happy birthday, sister. Thank you for coming to work on your birthday. We all love you so much. We're so proud of you. And we're so excited to see what you accomplish in your 24th year on this earth.
Ugh.
And you don't look a day over 18.
Thank God. To many more.
To many more toasty birthdays. I'm so excited to see where we're celebrating your birthday in a year from now.
Totally. Or your birthday in 6 months from now.
It's just going to be an exciting ride. The toasters love you. I love you. Happy birthday. Make a wish. Make it toasty. Make it count.
This feels like the kissing booth. Usually I tell you my wish, but I'm not, you know?
Oh, except why would she tell him her wish ever? Then it doesn't come true. That's the #1 rule of wishes.
No, there's literally only one rule on your birthday. Don't tell anyone your wish. That's it.
And honestly, as a premise for the movie, it's flawed.
You know, it's like there were, you know what? There were a couple things in that movie that they were like pushing. Like even just the kissing booth. Like like the movie could have been just as good without the kissing booth being like a center of the movie and like
without the line that's saying the kissing booth was everything and that it changed lives.
Right, and they kept bringing it back to the kissing booth where it's like I totally forgot about the kissing booth. Like
right.
It was an unnecessary metaphor, like a symbol that they were pushing so hard. Like the movie didn't even need to be called the kissing booth. Literally, there could have just been a moment at like a school carnival where there was a kissing booth and she got tricked into this thing, and like the kissing booth didn't need to be like a focal point of the whole stupid movie.
Right, it could have been called Between Two Brothers.
Yeah, the kissing booth had more lines than the little brother, Leo, whatever his name was. Lee.
Anyways, happy birthday, sister. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.
Bright and early.